Wednesday, June 8th, 2022, Maneco 64, home of alternative economics and contrarian views. Today we're going to look at why a new digital dollar or CBDC or Fed coin or any other CBDC out there from other countries would be an utter failure as a store or a value, a long-term store of value. And I'm going to use a very interesting prop today. It's a contrarian indicator, so to speak, and you will see what I mean. Before I start, though, many of you who are based in the UK ask me a lot of times, what's the best place to buy gold and silver, physical gold and silver? And I tell my viewers to do their homework, to search online for the best deals, for the most reputable bullion dealers. But I also have an affiliation with Gold Investments. They've been around since 1981. I've known them for 20 years. And you get a small discount off their offer price if you use a Maneco 64 promo code. And they will also match any other dealer in the UK. If you look at their website, sometimes their prices are not the best, but if you call them and you tell them that I sent you there, they will match any other price around. And as for other ways of buying gold and silver, well, there is Glint, the Glint app. That's a little different. They keep your gold in Switzerland in a vault, in an allocated account, and they give you the capability of spending that gold through a MasterCard. I have a referral code with them. It's Mario Glint 79. For my viewers in Europe or the EU, right now Glint is trying to sort out the bureaucracy to try to get a Glint going again in the EU. Because of Brexit, they haven't been able to, rules and regulations. So a lot of you know that I went out yesterday. I went into London, to the city of London, to have a lunch with a friend of mine, good friend of mine. Before that, we went into Gold Investments. He's starting a small business, and he wanted to sell a few of his coins, gold coins. And he told me, I haven't done this in 20 years. And he didn't feel great about it, but it's a good business opportunity, actually. He told me about it while we had lunch. But while I was there, a lot of you send me stuff there to Gold Investments because I don't like giving out my home address, understandably. And yes, what's that got to do with the CBDC or the digital dollar? Well, I got a really great present, I would say, from Rumpelstiltskin in Japan, one of my longtime viewers. And I couldn't have thought of something better to send to myself. And it's a magazine, actually, from August 30th, 1971. So you might have registered what that means already. But here it is. It's a Newsweek magazine, The New Dollar. So there you go. And there's President Nixon smiling. And down here they say Nixon's recovery plan. So it looks really great, doesn't it? The new dollar. He just closed the gold window a week before. And I think this magazine was published for Japan. Of course, there's a lot of U.S. armed force personnel in Japan, so I'm sure they were buying this. And in the back, they actually have an advertisement for Seiko watches, which I remember were very popular back then. It's very tempting to open this and read, but I think I'll just keep it in the wrapper. I would say that everything that's written here about this new dollar is probably propaganda. And recently, we've had a massive contrarian indicator, and I think it was April 2019 from Bloomberg Business Week, Look at this one. Is inflation dead? A new era has some frightening downsides. So there you go. That's how it works. And that's why I think a new CBDC, a Fed coin, or a digital dollar, or a Brit coin, whatever you want to call it, is going to fail, just like this new dollar failed in maintaining the currency's purchasing power. It may work, of course, as a means of payment and other things for trade, but for investors, for savers, it's going to be a disaster. And why is that? Well, because when governments, politicians get involved in currencies like that, unless they're very enlightened and know what money is, it's going to be a disaster for you, because they're always looking after number one, themselves. And they got to create a currency that is crappy enough, and a currency that they can create out of thin air so they can keep their schemes, governmental schemes, going. So yeah, I think if we get a cover in the next 18 months or so, or next year, about the new digital dollar, how great it's going to be, and you've got Biden smiling, or whoever else, yeah, you can bet that's the top of that currency in terms of purchasing power. So what currency or money do I think is a stable store of value? Well, there's only two, in my opinion. Some people might have a different view of this, and I respect their view, because I believe in people having their freedom to express their opinions and the free market. But I'll stick to this: gold and silver. And that's why it's in the Constitution, US Constitution. I mean, money is supposed to be a measure of value, a yardstick of value, and it has to be the most stable possible. And that's what gold has been for thousands of years, and silver as well. So here we've got a $1 silver dollar, and this is from 1881. So that's what a dollar is, right? And this is a $20 gold piece from 1903. So there you go. If that's what $20 is. I do have a $1 gold piece from 1903 as well. I think it's a McKinley dollar, but it's a little small. But this gives you a good idea what I think money, stable money, is. Not the government version, the fiat currency, or the digital currency, excuse me. I think the only thing that will be good for these CBDCs, yeah, payment and trade, and they're trying to add on as well control mechanisms to surveil you, to tax you. A lot of other nefarious things. With this, they can't do anything about it. It's very private. And it acts also as a currency. It's money and currency. You can carry this in your pocket. Or you can carry this in your pocket. I mean, this is a big value coin. You probably don't need to carry it around that often, unless you're going to buy something that is quite valuable. Over $1,800 worth, I would say. So, yes, don't be fooled by the propaganda, the new digital dollar. And it's interesting, because I never heard that in 1971, after he closed the gold window, the Nixon shock on August 15th, that they called it the new dollar. We always think of the petrodollar, but it was actually the new dollar. And just to give you an idea, and this is using government data, government CPI data, which we know is doctored with and doesn't reflect the true debasement of the currency. But if you look in 1971, the dollar from 1971, today you need $7.14 So that's how good it's been, this new dollar. It's probably even worse, as I said. So with that, let's quickly look at where the markets are this morning. It's 8:38 a.m. London time. We'll start with the precious metals, of course, with real money. That's why I look at them first. We've got spot gold at 1849. It's down about $3. High's been 54, low 45.50. Silver's down, but I guess yesterday the only positive thing I would say about silver is that it held the 22 level. Right now, it's at 22.12. It's down about 10 cents. Low's been 22.02 and the high 22.28. In terms of technical levels on the upside, 22.50 is still the big resistance there. The Dow futures down 135. The NASDAQ 100 futures down 60. S&P is down 19. And the FTSE is down 15. Eurostoxx 50 is unchanged. To the currencies, sterling is down 0.25%, 125.50. The euro is down 0.2 at 106.83. Dollar's up 2/3%. So the Japanese yen continuing to flounder here. I think this is what is keeping U.S. Treasuries and risk assets going, because the Japanese are just printing massively to help everything, because they're good at that. The Japanese, the BOJ especially. So the dollar's at 133.42. So recently we had dropped back to like 128, but it's just gone right back up. The dollar is unchanged versus the U1 at 667. And the dollar's also up about 1/3% versus the Swiss franc at 97.55. Aussie dollar is down 0.4%, 72.04. The dollar is up, unchanged actually versus the Canadian dollar at 125.33. And the Kiwi dollar is down 0.5% at 64.58. To the general commodities, WTI crude up 0.5%, 118.58. Brent crude is trading above 120. It's up 1/3% at 120.40. High grade copper is down 0.2% at 443.50. And US nat gas is up 0.5% at 936. To finish off, we're going to look at the 10-year yield. That's back up above 3%, just above 3% here, up about 3.3 basis points. And we're going to check on the Italian 10-year yield. It's stabilized a little bit here. It's still highly elevated relative to where it was a year ago. We're at 343, up 3.5 basis points, and we're going to keep an eye on that, of course. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit the like button. Please share it far and wide. Think about subscribing to my channel if you haven't yet. And you can also follow me on Rumble, Twitter, Facebook, and all these other platforms below here. I wish you all a great day. Take care. Bye.